You're going to learn more today, much more than last Sunday. So we saw what it means to be dead. We saw that deadness can actually affect your functionality. We saw, in fact, Pastor Paul spoke. I asked him what is deadness, and he said to be separated from life. So we saw that to be dead means you are alienated, consciously or unconsciously, wittingly or unwittingly. There's an alienation from the source of life. Emmanuel tried to operate the phone. He found that the phone was not responding. Why? It has been turned off. And he gave it to me, the owner, and I turned it on. So if you want to be turned on, connect with Christ. Christ turns you on. If you want to begin to get the benefits, connect with the Holy Spirit. You need a SIM card. So deadness, when you are dead, it just means, you listen to me, church, listen carefully. Limited functionality in your life. Or, if not limited functionality, another word to use is malfunctionality. A lot of things are not functioning well. A lot of things in your life, I'm going to explain. Or complete malfunction. In other words, in today's parlance, what they will say is disabled. Are you hearing? You see car park says disabled car park. Disabled means they are suffering one kind of impairment or the other. But that's not how God originally intended it. But all these people will see with disabled badges. It is because it is disability that we can see. Let me tell you, 100% of humanity is disabled. Just that this disability sometimes is not evident until crunch time. I know people, nothing wrong with them, nothing whatsoever. Nothing wrong. They get married. 6 months, no child. 1 year, no child. 2 years, no child. It is only then they're discovering that there's been a disability that's been trailing them since they were born. These are signs of what? Deadness. I don't know whether you hear of speech like, oh, he has an impaired sight, impaired vision. He says he has impaired speech. He's not talking well. They call it impaired. Let me tell you, all these things are the consequence of death. We are dead without Christ. And since you have been born into deadness, you will keep seeing evidence of malfunctionality or limited function. In other words, you cannot operate. At one point in time in life, you will discover an inability to operate at the optimal level that God has ordained and created you for. I want to share something with us. So we're praying for somebody. And thank you. So I saw a vision. This person had called and was just overwhelmed with life. Was just overwhelmed. So I saw a vision praying for this person. Now, let me tell you what I saw. A split-second vision. And visions are very important. Don't joke with them. Oh, you see suddenly a picture in a split second, and then you wave it off. You are joking. So I saw this vision. How many of us know the black cab? The black London cab? Do you know it? Okay. You know, it's the most expensive taxi in London. Did you know that? I'm not talking about the special luxury or VIP. I'm talking about the standard taxi is the most expensive. So I saw this black cab parked. To the right is a garden. To the left is a garden. And these gardens look like those kind of gardens you see in like Regent's Park or Hyde Park. They're just very lovely flower arrangements. Do you understand? So all those gardens I saw were brown. You know that the plants were dead as in dead. So I stopped the prayer. And asked the person, I said, "What? See what I'm seeing? What do you think this? What do you think this means?" Let me just try it out with you guys. What do you think if you saw that vision? Somebody has called you and say, "I'm overwhelmed. I'm at the point of giving up. I'm at the point of whatever." And you see this vision. What's the interpretation? Who has an idea? From the platform or from the congregation? Any idea? Take the mic. Come on, take the mic. Give her the mic.
Thank you. You're surrounded by deadness, but the cabs would suggest mobility or movement.
Okay. Somebody else sitting on the platform. No, someone was written, no life. Sharon says, surrounded by deadness. But the cab, you said, will suggest what? Mobility. Okay. Any other person? Anybody else? When you say a car is parked, a parked car, that is your resting position. Am I correct? So this person's car is parked in a place where there's no life. How do we know that there's no life? Because all the beautiful flowers are all dead. What is deadness? Alienation from the life of God. Now we know this person is born again. We know this person speaks in tongues. We know this person is. What does the cab indicate? It's what they call a commercial vehicle. When you enter a cab, what do? What's it? Somebody else. What's significant of a commercial vehicle? What's the key feature of a commercial vehicle? Say it, someone say. If you're using a commercial vehicle as against using your own vehicle, you have to pay. What does it mean? Which means he's using a vehicle for which he is paying for. What does that mean? His own strength, his own effort, his own works. How many of you have read Romans 11? Makes a clear difference. You say you don't mix it. If it works, then it's not grace. If it's grace, it's not works. Don't try to mix it. So despite the message we're preaching, the vehicle of your life is still commercial. It's not graced. Church, are you understanding? This issue of deadness is a serious matter. He's overwhelmed, he's without life. But when you see the person, okay, it looks all right, everything fine, walks around, Might even be, don't know. Now, why am I giving you this example? Somebody was visiting UK for the first time from Africa. And I took the person out. So this is his first drive through the streets of the United Kingdom. His first drive from Africa. He's never left Africa. So he turned to me and said, "Sir, why are the trees in this country without leaves?" You are laughing. Why are you laughing? How am I meant to explain to him? Well, I tell him that, no, we have green leaves. Where's the evidence? Every tree he saw, he was just taken aback. So maybe he was considering, have I come to a dead country where things don't live? I might have to go back.
Well, Pastor, during a dry season or hammer time, some trees back home.
Some. Can you imagine someone going through? And you know the interesting thing? We're going through St. John's Lane. Is this on St. John's Wood? St. John's Wood. It's a place where they have trees. The whole St. John's Wood area is trees. So he's seen trees after trees and no leaf. But what he has read from the Bible is that your leaves will not wither. So if the doctor comes and tells you have an impaired kidney, what's the sign? Humanity will try to do dialysis to aid your kidney, am I correct? But that's man's solution. The truth is that that kidney is experiencing deadness. Okay, let's go into some spiritual mechanics. I want you to pull out your cerebellum, your thinking cap. You know what the Bible says? Many are dead in their trespasses. Follow me now, follow me. Many are what? Dead in their trespasses. This is where you're going to see life now. They commit trespasses, hear me, because they are morally bankrupt and they are depraved. That's why they commit trespasses. Am I correct? Because of their nature. They say depravity in them. Why are they depraved? Because they're born depraved. Moral depravity means that you cannot produce any moral life or produce moral excellence. It doesn't matter how much you try. Listen to me, I'm going somewhere. So it's their moral depravity that makes them to transgress. It's their sinful nature that makes them to sin. They are not sinners because they commit sin. Please think. Can I repeat? I am not a sinner because I'm committing sin. I commit sin because of my nature. I'm already a sinner, and that's what makes me to commit sin. Am I making sense? Follow me, I'm going to, because this is deliverance. I'm going through deliverance with you. So, what is the problem? Is it the sin I'm committing, or is it my nature? So, what should we be addressing? The nature. So, if you're addressing the sins and ignoring the nature, what are you doing? You are simply treating symptoms and ignoring root cause. Am I correct? And so many people make that mistake. First of all, the way they try to address things is they come up with laws and regulations. So they're trying to modify your action You're trying to modify your behavior using rules. Does that succeed? You're trying to get an apple tree to produce oranges. That's what you're doing. You're trying to work on the branches to change the fruits from apple to orange. You're doing it on the branches. You know what you're doing? That's the beginning of schizophrenia. You're trying to bring up a nature on the branch that's not the nature in the stem. Okay. Keep that aside. Let me tell you how it will apply to you now. Let me use my country so that nobody will say I'm racist or anything. I use my country, Nigeria. If you go to my country now, let me tell you the major features you see in my country. There's no electricity, no power. So you generate your own power. You go and buy a generator. I'm not joking. Maybe in some places, but most places, there's very limited power. You generate your own water. It's not like here, you just turn on the tap and water flows. You have to dig a borehole, get a tank, put some pumps, and then from the tank, it supplies the house. You have to, usually the roads are not good. So if you're living in a rural area, you probably have to arrange to do your road nice. So if you want to be driving your car, there are no good hospitals. And if you see any good hospital, you pay through your nose. Now, let's say you're in the country and you're complaining and complaining and complaining, and you are hoping that there'll be a way out for you. Then somebody tells you, you know what? I see how you're suffering. Come, and takes you and brings you to United Kingdom. And as soon as you arrive in United Kingdom, you see regular lights. There's electricity every day. Am I correct? Turn on your tap. There's water flowing. You didn't have to get a borehole. You can drive at night. In fact, you're taking on a night drive, and the person driving you is making 80 miles per hour in the night and chilled. You can't do that in your own country because the roads are bad, isn't it? So what has happened? You changed location, you changed country, and life became different. Am I correct? Okay.